Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we have the Ballast Trafalgar Tireless 100 meter automatic, and this is model number BL-3135-03. And as usual, we're going to open this thing up, look at all the features and functions, check out the build quality, and then I'll let you know what I think of this new Tireless from Ballast. Also, make sure you check out my Amazon shopping channel for all of my favorite watches that I've reviewed on this channel, and be sure to visit my Teespring merch store and pick yourself up a t-shirt or a mug. I'll make sure to put both of those links in the description field for you. Now, I reviewed a Ballast watch about a year ago. It's basically the same watch, just a little bit different design. It still has that patented bezel control system that I'll show you. Interesting watch, maybe not one of my favorite watches in the world, but it's definitely interesting, and I like that control system. It's pretty cool. Is it really practical? I mean, I don't know. It's kind of gimmicky, but it's kind of cool at the same time. I'll let y'all make up your minds and see what you think. Anyway, here you go. Here's a watch box. Nice little watch box, by the way. You got the watch in here. You got the Ballast logo up there. I'm guessing that's supposed to be like the periscope right there, like a periscope on a submarine. There you go. You get a couple things with the watch down here at the bottom. If I can get them out here. There you go. There's your manual. And here is your warranty card. There you go. All right. So what we'll do is I'll go ahead and put up the specs on the left-hand side of the screen. I'll give you the basic specs of the watch, and then I'll show you how to work this bezel control system here. It's kind of interesting, man. It's like I said, it's a little bit gimmicky, but at the same time, it's kind of cool. So anyway, like I said, y'all make up your minds. Tell me if you like it or not. You're looking at a 47mm titanium case, which I thought was pretty interesting. It's got like a copper IP coating on it. It's 14.5mm thick. It's 54mm lug to lug. It comes on a 22mm Horween leather strap. It has a mineral crystal. It's water resistant to 100 meters, which is 330 feet. No idea what the movement is. Ballast doesn't tell you. No idea what the power reserve is, unfortunately. You've got a screw down crown over here at 4 o'clock, but the crown itself isn't screw down. You have a screw down cover over top of that crown. You have an exhibition screw down case back. It is windable, it is hackable. It does not have a day feature, but it does have a date function over there at 3 o'clock. Lume, absolutely no idea. And the bezel is rotatable, and the bezel is what you actually use to wind the watch. So again, kind of gimmicky, but kind of cool at the same time. If you also notice, 5 of the indexes are actually attached to the underside of the crystal. Look at the 11 o'clock, what is it, 11 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and 6 o'clock? You can see it's a very 3D dial. You've got a huge Ballast logo on the back side of that second hand. You've got like a turbine here that's hiding the date wheel. Big indexes, big applied indexes. You've got some sort of, I guess, concentric circles around the, I guess, the outer portion of the dial. A little red marking there. What does that red marking say? Oh, it's a little tiny red arrow that points to the date window. No bezel around the date window, which I wish they would have done. You've got a red accent on the second hand there, and of course the second hand is has that kind of copper color to it. No markings on the outside of the bezel. You do have some grip here, not much, but you do have enough to wind the watch, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute. I kind of like the coating on the case though. It also shows you Trafalgar right there. You've got some branding right there on the side. Nice case. I mean, it feels solid. It's light. Obviously, it's titanium, so it is light. I like this Horween strap. I kind of like this this color combination of the black edge and then the brown in the middle, and you got the stitching right there. Big, huge buckle. If you notice the buckle has a submarine inside. There you go. What else? So that's really it for the kind of design of the watch. Let me show you the case back. I'm not going to go into a really in-depth review because I reviewed one of these about a year ago. It's basically the same watch, guys, just a little bit different design. So you got your propeller or turbine or whatever you want to call it for your rotor right there, and it spins really fast and it spins very freely. Look at that thing, man. It spins really fast. You've got some laser etching on the outside of the case back there. And here is the bezel control system. Let me show you this. All right, you've got an attached, kind of like an attached arm here. You unscrew it. All right, now you're ready to go. Now the crown, it's just like a regular crown, But instead of using the actual crown to operate winding, changing your date, changing your time, you use the bezel. The bezel does all of it. This little crown does nothing. So what you do is, if you look on the side, you're going to see a little black disc. Now you have to press this in pretty hard, and that's probably because the watch is brand new, but you press it in the first notch, and this little black disc comes out just a little bit, like, I don't know, like a 1/10 of a millimeter. You press it in again, it comes out all the way, and that allows you to change the time. The first position is going to allow you to change the date, and then no matter what position it's in, even if it's all the way in, you just turn the bezel counterclockwise, and that's how you wind the watch if you want to wind it. Again, it's an automatic, it's going to wind by itself. But if you want to kind of like top it off, you can use the bezel to actually wind the watch. And it does take quite a bit of effort. Let me show you here. You're probably not going to be able to hear it. I don't know if you can hear that. You probably can't. Maybe you can. Anyway, that's how you wind it. Okay, now I'm going to push this into the first position. You're going to see this little disc pop out just a little bit. Let me see if I can get a little profile shot here. I don't know if you even saw that or heard that. See how it's just barely sticking out? That allows me to change the date. So look at the date wheel. There you go. Now the time, I push it again. I push it in. That little disc is going to pop out even further. See how it popped out even more? Now I can turn the bezel any direction, clockwise or counterclockwise, and that'll adjust the time. So there you go. Or I can go the other direction, which is clockwise. And again, it takes some effort, man. It's not easy to turn this bezel. There you go. So that's how you basically adjust the time and the date and how you wind the watch. Is it overly complicated? Maybe a little bit. I mean, it's, again, kind of gimmicky, but at the same time, I kind of like it. I don't like that I like it, but I kind of do. It's just, I mean, it's definitely a conversation starter. So if you want to go to a party or some sort of other social function or at work or whatever, it's definitely a conversation starter. It's a big, bold watch. So I mean, it's gonna get some compliments and some questions and maybe some, you know, criticisms. Who knows? But anyway, so let's go ahead and screw that back in. Actually, let's push the crown back in. You have to have a pretty strong thumb too, because this thing is not easy to push in. So you take this, you push the disc all the way in. You'll hear it click. All right, now everything is all set. Now you're back to square one. And then you just screw the, really the crown. This is the crown, obviously. And this is the crown cover. Kind of like a canteen top where the lid is attached. There we go. Nice crown action, nice screwing and unscrewing in action on it. It has a definite stop point, so you know when you screwed it in all the way. It looks like it's not signed, but it has that little pattern. It looks like some horizontal stripes right there. And then on the little arm, it tells you adjust. So it tells you can go each way, but that's really only for the time. For the winding, you have to go counterclockwise. For the date, you have to go counterclockwise. But when you're setting the time, you can go either way. So, guys, tell me what you think, man. Interesting watch. Like I said, for probably the 5th time now, a little gimmicky, but some people are going to love this thing. I do like the fact that it's lightweight. I wish I knew what movement it had. I wish I knew what the power reserve was. I wish I knew what the loom they were using was. You know, they need to put more information on Ballast's website to tell you more about the watch, man. I mean, that's just not enough information for me personally to have a really good, you know, to have a good buying decision. So anyway, let me go ahead and try this thing on. Big, huge buckle, by the way. This thing is huge. Maybe the biggest buckle on a watch I've ever seen. Look at the size of that buckle. So there you go. Looks pretty good, I have to admit. I don't absolutely hate it, but you know, I'm not in love with it, but I don't hate it for sure. Would I wear it out in public? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. Let's just keep it at maybe. Let's go ahead and give you a loom shot. You're not going to be super impressed. I'll go ahead and tell you that now. Let's cut off the studio light. Let's kill this monitor. See if we can get this loom to glow at all. Now this is part of the Dartmouth brands where they have Aviate, Spinnaker, Ballast. So you kind of know what level of watch you're getting, guys. Not bad, not great. I mean, Already faded. Wow. Okay, it's crappy. All right, it's kind of got crappy loom, man. They could do better on the loom. So, but I actually kind of like the dial design. This watch really makes me sit on the fence, man. I like it, but I don't. All right, let's cut everything back on. Now, if you want to get one of these, head on over to Ballast's website. They're $750. To me, that's crazy pricing, man. They need to bring the price down on this thing. I know it's got a titanium case, but $750. I don't even know what type of movement's in the watch. I have no idea what type of loom they're using. I don't know if it's a mineral crystal or a sapphire. I mean, 99% sure it's actually a mineral crystal. They want $750 for this watch. They need to tell me a lot more information about it. Come on, Ballast. Tell me more information about what I'm buying. You can't really make an informed decision when you just don't have all the information. So anyway, guys, that's really about it. Also, make sure you like and subscribe, and make sure you click that notification bell. As you well know, all of us YouTubers really appreciate it when you do that. We really, really do. And again, this has been the Ballast Trafalgar Tireless 100-meter automatic, and this is model number BL-3135-03. And one more thing, I think they have a couple other colors of this, I believe. Let me see. They have got, looks like they got 4 colors. They've got a gray, this one, a kind of green, which is absolutely hideous. And then they have a kind of blue bezeled version with the blue crown and a blue dial. That's kind of nice. This one and probably the blue one are probably my favorites if I had to get one. Anyway, there you go. Until the next review, I'll see y'all later. Take care. Bye-bye.